And happy Monday. Hello, and I am Gary Gotzo, and this is the Elite Racing Network, and welcome to Acres Lawn Services Opening Day and our presentation of today at the 500, sponsored by Oil and Gas Safety Supply. As the teams and drivers all out on the oval are officially on the road to December 14th's PRI Hoosier 500 from the world's greatest race course, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Joining me, as always, in the booth for our PRI Hoosier 500 coverage here on the Elite Racing Network is my broadcast partner all season long in the Elite Racing League's P1 IndyCar Series. It's Luis Gonzalez-Nunez. Luis, you have been with me counting down all the days ever since we found out about this thing. Every time that we did a P1 IndyCar Series race we did, and now we are here. Opening day of practice is upon us. First of all, what is on your mind? And second of all, what do you think is on the minds of all these drivers and teams as we are now in full preparation and truly everything is well and truly underway as we are now looking forward to qualifications and race day for the world's greatest sim race, the PRI Hoosier 500.
Oh, yeah. Good evening for everyone. That's my introduction to myself for everyone. So thank you so much for everyone to be here to watching the first open practice for this amazing race created in 2019. So it started from the most thing to all of this big stuff with over than 100 people. Over than 100 people.
128.
128.
Yes.
128. This is a lot. In my mind, like I told you many times, it's like it's really unbelievable how the time is going short. We're talking about 100 days, 200 days, 250 a long time ago. In between, we do races in ERL, in the IndyCar and stuff. And now we are just in 2 weeks, basically, starting from yesterday, 2 weeks. So it's really, really important how fast. It's actually to thinking about how fast it's going live. How fast it's going, all this stuff, and then and just in one blink, we are just around the corner. All this big deal about the big Indy 500 here in the community and the IndyCar series. So I'm really happy to be here with you, actually with you, Gary, be around this big event. So about my mind about these guys is just no more excuse. They have a ton of time to prepare the setup, make the setup ready, adjust the setup ready for this big event. But the only small problem we want to talk about this is coming a new update next week.
Mm-hmm.
So I could be affected for sure. It's not like a big affected for sure, but it's gonna be a small. About how it's gonna be the car in the real with the new adjustment. We're gonna make it iRacing. Unfortunately, it's gonna be in between after season week 13 when we have a new update. But who knows? We still have it. They have to wait for that. We're gonna talk about again about this. But it's just no more excuses about this. The time is just getting short. For sure, they have more than 12 hours service to practice and make the setup ready. So these guys have everything. For sure, oh my God, I see Ian in the wall in turn 3. Very hard. But like I said, big names like Marco Brasil, Brando Traino, Constantini, Maleska, Brofin, Kraus, and many others. I don't have in my mind too, but they already have everything ready. It just need to adjust about the temperature they have here in the service. So I said 12 hours is 14 hours of free practice they have for all of these guys. So it's gonna be really fun for all of them, and especially here because I can see Robin Maleska is it's not on the track yet, but is ready to coming in and practice around the track.
It's like the big guns late in happy hour at the real Indianapolis Motor Speedway late in the day. Big guns pull the cars out and throw up the big laps right at the end of the session when the track's the coolest. You did see the weather, though, there's Enrique sliding through the north end of the racetrack. He has caught it, and, he's back on the access road there. But we are not getting any late-day shadows here as we would at the real Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We are high sun right now. And once again, there are your weather conditions. 119 on the track, temperature 78 on the ambient. And there's your tree right there. You're looking at it. Marco Brazil, MAB. He was fastest in the open test. And he is fastest again today on the official first day of practice at the speed of 229.627. And yes, we've talked about this for a while, that our overlays were not showing the correct speed. That is the correct speed. We have fixed it, and we have one of the few working ATVO overlays that is actually showing accurate miles per hour at Indianapolis right now. So there you have, that is a single lap of Marco Brazil's. He turned how many laps today? 27. So not very many laps for him. And that's kind of normal for him. He's kind of a hit the session, throw a big lap up, kind of like another Marco Andretti, and put a big lap up there and then leave. And that's kind of what he did, a 229.6. Then we have Joshua Huffing. Hopefully I'm going to say that right. He is actually in the session right now. And he is second on the racetrack with the top speed of 228.9. He set that not too long ago. Then we have A.J. Musselman third with a 228.7. Chad Frankenfeld, 228.6. And Ricky Paz rounding out the remainder of the top five with a 228.3. There you see everybody who's taken to the track today. 34 cars have taken speed. And we have 38 have actually been into, actually 37 have been into the session. And we should be seeing some new drivers take to the race course here momentarily. Fastest car on the racetrack right now in the standings is Noah Carmichael. And there he is. Noah is currently provisionally 8th on the speed chart with a 227.9 there in his peak Dallara. Hey, if you enjoy the Elite Racing Network's coverage of the Acres Lawn Services opening day and our presentation to Today at the 500, sponsored by Oil and Gas Safety Supply, and above all else, you respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing, and while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you'll miss out on future Elite Racing Network iRacing broadcasts. Robert Malechka has just gone third fastest. Does that surprise anybody?
Not at all. Actually, it's in the lap 3 now. It's gonna complete the lap in soon. So this is lap 3, actually, yes.
And Robert not participating in the elite, the top split of the Open Series, which is currently running right now over on P1. And they are also at Indianapolis.
Oh, you know what? He's complaining about Ian because he didn't see somebody coming faster than him. So, also, I know it's a free practice. Everyone can be on the track, everything. But also the sponsorship is very important over here because you already did good laps around, and you want to make your fastest lap. And I think Ian didn't figure out he's coming Robert in the qualifying lap, and he abort with 1 lap to go.
Well, they have that. I mean, that's something that they really face, drivers really face here at Indianapolis in real life. When they just get out on the racetrack and there's another car in front of them at a different pace, or maybe on a different program for the month. Maybe the car that's in front of them has a new rookie driver. Now, granted, they're not going to have rookie tests going on the racetrack at the same time as veterans are on. But when open practice is there, that is one of the things you can run into, is someone in front of you on a different pace that could throw your lap off. And they could do one of two things. They could actually, Lewis, they could throw your lap off, or they could improve your lap by you getting a draft and you becoming more fast than really what your standalone time would be in any other case.
Yeah, it's a good chance to be on the top, but it's not the real top. You have to figure out by yourself what is the real number you're gonna put in the track, and that's why it's better. But also because we don't have too many people in the track. I've seen just 3 or 4 people in the track, maybe. No, sorry, 6 actually now. And it's just calculate the moment you exit and try to just find a way to do it. But it's difficult. That you said it's happening in the real life with interrupt every single lap. It's coming one guy do the fuel mileage or maybe long stint in the track, and you want just to make it qualifying. But yeah, it is what it is. But also, if you come slow, like I saw it there, really slow in the back straight, in the main straight, should be just pull over and do like, for example, Noah is doing now, just coming to the exit, alternative exit for the pit road, coming to the pit now. He's doing now.
Riding with Colin Heil, one of the participants we followed in the Elite Racing League's IndyCar Series. He's down the backstretch, wide open on 5th gear. Getting down to the white line in turns 3 and 4. Just turning some hot laps here late in the day on our first day of practice on the Acres Lawn Care Services opening day here at the Brickyard. We will be joined momentarily, very shortly, for our first interview of the month. Phil Rodenbeck of Visitor Watch Company, the owner of Visitor Watch Company, will be joining us in the booth. They are sponsoring our timing and scoring. If you not have ever heard of or watched a Visitor Watch Company or want to check them out, they craft truly original art-driven timepieces from a blank page, offbeat, distinctive, and instantly familiar. You can explore all their collection at visitorwatchco.com. Visitorwatchco.com. And now Colin Heil, he's actually in traffic right now. He has a car right in front of him. And this is actually going to throw off his lap speed a little bit. Now he's got a big draft now. Unless he's practicing a race setup, this is not helping his qual setup any.
Actually, he is lap 33 now, so he have lap 10, actually lap 8 in the steam. So I think he just do it practice lap in the. Yeah, he already have a 2 steam. The last steam, long steam, he have a 14 laps. 14 laps, yeah, 14 laps. And then the first 10 he did, it was for qualifying. So I think it's just do it practice race, maybe. Well, it's not really a race because it's just do it short stint in every single lap. But also it's good to have it this kind of practice because, for example, people like Joshua is still do it draft work because it's open setup. You have to also adjust your car about how is the car is behind of the car, how it's gonna be in with, you know what I mean, what I'm talking about. So it's really difficult when you have an open setup. You have to adjust all of this stuff. A small thing could be changed, but if you change it too much, it could be the car have a too much downforce, and when you have a car on the front, it could be go at the wall. So and the wall, sorry. That's also to have a people in track. I think this is not really good for Joshua because it's lifting too much, and he has 3 laps with the front exit for the pit. So I think he should be adjust a little more the setup. So something is really difficult.
Careful, getting tight quarters through turns 3 and 4 here. With another car coming up the speed. And now we got a 3-car pack heading down the main straightaway. Joining us here in just a couple of minutes will be Phil from the Visitor Watch Company. As we watch 3 of these cars kind of battle for some track position, get a little race condition practice in. Very interesting looking at the practice times from the open test. Marco Aurelio Brazil turned an identical lap, 2:29.627 today, and he turned a 2:29.627 back in October to lead the open practice.
Yeah, actually, he did a good job to do this stuff. I tried to check if it's the fastest lap. Yeah, I seen 1 lap, and that lap is maybe the 2:29.6 now, but he really did the fastest like a long stint for 10 laps. He did that, and he did 1 lap and then coming to the pit. So I think so he just practiced speed 1 lap to figure out how is the car in this condition. I know we have a lot of practice to go. We have a 6 practice, included this, and every single practice is 14 hours. So you can go in the morning, to go after that in the afternoon, and then at night, like now, do your practice and then good to go. But the counting is 4 laps average, so that is the most important. I always said the 2 laps in the middle is the most difficult. I know the first one is kind of not say easy, but at least the car is still on the track.
Mm-hmm.
But in the track actually. But the second and the third is the most difficult because if you burn it too much tires,
Mm-hmm.
in the 4th lap is gone. So I always happen to me in my time when I racing, especially in open setup, it's really difficult how that. So at least Marco found it a way. It's very hot after 2. I don't know what's happening 10 hours ago, how the temperature was, but maybe it's the same equal like what we have so far for now. But well, he did 1 lap and he found it the fastest lap for 2:29.6 now.
All right, we'll bring up into the booth here our first interview of the month, Phil Rodenbeck with Visitor Watch Company. And here is Phil joining us in the booth. We'll unmute him. Let's see if that hopefully will unmute. Phil, you have us?
Yeah, hey, I can hear you. Can you hear me all right?
I do hear you good. Phil, thanks for joining us on this late Monday night during today at the 500 here, sponsored by Oil and Gas Safety Supply on opening day here at the virtual Brickyard. Talk about kind of what led you to your sponsorship here. What type of IndyCar fan are you, if you're an IndyCar fan or not, and kind of what brings you into the racing sphere, specifically sim racing?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm very new to this world, admittedly. But yeah, Tanner and Ryan from the Hoosier 500 reached out to me when they were looking for some sort of timekeeping sponsor, and I a watch brand in the Indy area. So it just it sort of made sense as a partnership to get into timing with another awesome Indy organization. And yeah, so I've been learning a lot about sim racing and getting exposed to this world. I live on the south side. I'm down in Greenwood, so when May comes around, I like to head up and experience all the Indy 500 and stuff. But really new to the whole sim racing thing, but excited to be a sponsor and get exposed to this whole cool world of sim racing.
Talk about the Visitor Watch Company. How long you've been in business, kind of what are your locations, some of your signature brands, that type of thing. If anyone would be interested more, learning more about it, maybe even picking up one of your timepieces.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started Visitor Watch Company in 2013. And so for anybody who maybe is new to the idea of like a micro brand, it's very analogous to the idea of like a microbrewery or something. Mm-hmm. So think your favorite microbrewery, Three Floyds or whatever it might be, and what they are to like a Coors, that's kind of what I am to Seiko. So this is very small batch, more interesting, unique designs that I cook up here in Indiana and then release in limited amounts. So I've been doing that since 2013. Probably the watch that most people know me for is called the Dune Shore, named after the Indiana Dunes National Lakeshore. And kind of has this whole like sand dunes inspiration to the case design and stuff. But I have a little shop here in Greenwood, which you can visit by appointment. And then all my stuff is also available on visitorwatchco.com.
Are you a lifelong resident of the Indy area?
Not of the Indy area. So yeah, as I grew up in Valparaiso in the northwest corner.
I know exactly where Valpo is, as where my wife is from. So you are a region rat.
Right. Yeah. Guilty as charged. And then let's see. I went to school at Rose-Hulman down in Terre Haute, and took some jobs around the country before coming back home and settling down in the south side of Indy.
Yeah, it sounds like, for the sounds of things, you and I have stomped in a lot of the same areas. I went to Indiana State for 4 years, so very familiar with Terre Haute. Of course, Terre Haute, very important to the history and heritage of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, with the entire Holman family owning about half that city. They, of course, used to own this place before they sold to Penske here a couple of years ago. But now that you're part of the community here, and I could probably tell you some stories about, that I got from my wife when she would watch the Indy 500, because you could actually watch the Indy 500 on race day up in Valpo because you were getting Chicago TV and you were outside of the blackout area. But what are some of your memories since you've been to Indianapolis about the Indy 500 or IndyCar racing, or just anything at the Speedway that come to mind, that when you think of this type of kind of a small simulation environment, but what are those big type of memories that you have possibly of now that you're kind of from the area and have kind of absorbed this into your skin and soul a little bit?
Yeah. So my background is mechanical engineering. I went to Terre Haute to study, and I was trying to describe it to some folks not from here, who are asking about like, oh, when should we visit Indy? I'm like, come in May. There's nothing like seeing a machine move on the ground at that speed. Like, until you see it and hear it, and just the visceral experience of that is really unlike anything else. And so I mean, just honestly just like that. And then let's see, this year I got like hooked up with a pass to go walk around the garages and stuff. And so that for me, I guess it's probably recency bias, but I just thought that was super cool to like. You watch the guys, working on these things, tuning up these engines, and then hauling them out there, and just the insane engineering in these vehicles. I mean, what's not to love?
And on top of that, something that you're very used to is precision engineering, and the smallest failure of parts on these cars can put an engine out of commission. That's something that you probably got to be appreciative about on the precision engineering that you have to put into a lot of your own product. These guys have to almost on a scale much larger than yours, but also dealing with parts just as small as yours.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. The stakes are a lot higher for a race car, but I mean, yeah, the precision engineering is absolutely there, and for anybody who has never, a lot of people, you know, in 2025, seeing a mechanical watch, that's a new idea to them, that a watch can be mechanical, that it isn't a smart watch, or that it doesn't run on a battery or anything like that. And the first time you see one of those watch movements, there's always whenever I experience someone seeing a watch movement like that, there is, again, sort of that like aha moment of, you know, so I'm sure people have the same sort of epiphany when they see some of these engines or some of these vehicles and how they operate. But, you know, looking at a wristwatch movement and seeing this entire like miniature universe of pieces of steel that are, you know, a few microns, you know, thick, and how that can all work together to create a time signal that's accurate to a couple seconds per day is wild. I mean, it still blows my mind, and that technology has been around for literal centuries.
Well, we do appreciate your involvement with the event and of the big event coming up. Of course, we got the week of practice. We got 2 days of qualifying. 128 entrants have signed up. A lot of people are going to go home a lot of upset. There's only going to be the 33 fastest are going to make the field. And, of course, we have the big race a little bit later in December. We want to thank you very much for being a big part of this and being a sponsor for timing and scoring. If I want to learn more about the Visitor Watch Company, what do I do? Where do I go? What do I need to see? The best thing for me to do?
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely hit up visitorwatchco.com. You can also find us on the normal socials, Instagram, you know, Visitor Watchco, Facebook, Visitor Watchco, YouTube, same thing. If you are coming to PRI, the PRI show, we will have a special visitor wristwatch commemorating the show and the Hoosier 500. And the PRI show is going to be like the only place that you can see and order one of those. They're going to be made to order. So, yep, it's a first time doing a collaborative piece, and It's been awesome working with Hoosier 500 and PRI to make this like piston-inspired iteration of the Dune Shore, which just came out really, really sick. I'm excited for people to see it. So definitely, if you're at the show, it'll be up at the merchandise booth. Yeah, go check it out.
Oh, we have a lot of watch collectors in the community, so I don't. If that's going to get out, you're going to have some excited people.
All right, yeah, I'm excited to see how it's going to be received.
Well, Phil, we want to thank you for being a part of us here on opening night here today at the 500. Thank you for being a part of the whole event and being a sponsor. And thank you for being with us. But we hope to see you back for race day as one of the viewers. And we hope to maybe even see you back again next year as another one of our sponsors. But thank you very much, Phil. We really appreciate it. And best of everything to you and the company. And again, thanks for being a big part of the series.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gary. Cheers.
And that is Phil Ronbeck of the Visitor Watch Company. Make sure to check out their website, visitorwatchco.com. You know, with everything we spend on our rigs and everything, Lewis, I was just, you know, kind of looking at their webpage, $750 for one of their Dune Shore watches. I know there's a lot of guys out there that collect watches, specifically Mark Cohn, the Watchman. Yeah, that's his thing. He likes fine pieces of extreme engineering, and I would imagine that he's probably pretty interested in getting a watch. What about you? Would you be interested in getting one of the PRI Hoosier 500 watches from him?
Yeah, sure. Actually, it's not a big price. Actually, if you're talking about that 750, it's not a big price, because for 750. What you can do with 750 one day, But if you buy one of these, you can take it. You can take it for life, for forever, for sure. So it's a big. It's not a big deal actually in buy it, because big deal is just go to the steakhouse and buy $800 and something, and just for one day. Why not just go to the visitor watch and just buy one watch for $750 and take it forever? So that's in between one another. So that's a good thing. Like you said, Marcon liked that stuff, and it could be a good deal for him actually.
And on the racetrack, we're watching Shane Coker coming up to speed. He's one of the admins of the Votive Racing League. They are in between seasons, and that is a series that Luis Gonzalez Nunez and I, we broadcast together over on P1, and he is already 3 laps into his opening practice session, and he is shot to 7th fastest on the racetrack with a best speed of 228.4.
Yeah, this the lap. He did the lap. The first lap, actually. Now he's improved a little bit.
At 228.5, he might have had a little bit of a draft assist from in front of him. We don't, unfortunately, have a way on timing and scoring like the real IndyCar Series does about separating tow and non-tow speeds. So if you're within a 1.5-second window of the car in front of you, more than likely you are benefiting from the tow. IndyCar, what they do is if you cross the line and there's a car greater than 8 seconds in front of you, that is a non-tow speed. If there's a car less than 8 seconds in front of you, they give you a tow speed. And on the racetrack, one of the guys that we will be seeing here shortly in the booth, they'll be joining us at about 20 till, is Jordan Owens, part of the Little Eagle Race Squad, who is they are all to bear for this event. Every single one of their drivers, and then they got themselves a bit of a technical alliance with 4D Racewear. They are all looking forward to putting in some big laps and getting into the field. But Jordan, 2-time front row sitter in the Elite Racing League's IndyCar Series in their Indy 500 over the last couple of years. And he is on the racetrack, 5 laps into his run, 10th fastest already, with a speed of 228.3. Your fastest so far, Marco Aurelio Brazil, MAB with a speed of 229.6, turned 27 laps. Joshua Huffa, and hopefully I'm saying his name right. If I'm saying anyone's name wrong, just let me know. But Joshua Huffine or Huffine. And if I'm saying it wrong, Josh, just let me know. He is 2nd fastest right now. He is currently on pit road, 228.9. He has turned 58 laps today. Noah Carmichael also on the racetrack, 3rd fastest with a speed of 228.9. He has turned 81 laps today. Colin Heil has been turning a lot of laps out there. We saw him a little bit earlier, rode along with him. He's 48 laps in practice today. The top speed of 227.9. He's tied with Casey Povolonis there in 14th and 15th spot.
Wow. Yeah, Carmichael, 80 laps total did today.
That's 200 miles. That is 200 miles of racing, almost a half a race distance on practice today for Noah Carmichael, as he is on pit road again, adjusting on his setup.
But Wade on 8th place, he did 106 laps.
Yeah, Sheridan Wade, he has been in and out all day today. And he is 8th fastest, and he's turned 107 laps with Sheridan Wade with the top speed of 228.4. So a little bit earlier in the day. Currently watching Nate Fields, 12th fastest, 228.2. and we're about a couple of minutes away from our next interview when we will bring in Jordan Owens. But one of the things that we're going to watch here with these times, Lewis, and we wanted to talk about this as well, is we're on the cusp of a very big update to hit these cars, and that's going to impact a lot of these setups and possibly even impact the way that maybe impact some of these speeds, maybe even make them faster with the hybrid assist.
Yeah, especially in the turns. So for sure, you don't want to use the idle assist in the turns, but you can use it on the main straight, on the back straight also too. So it's gonna be a big change. Big stuff is gonna happen soon after Monday. That's the big update it's gonna be, and also they're gonna add some stuff more. But like I just said, so it's gonna change everything. Could be not. What if? Could be not change it, or could be change it small things, make it just a small adjustment. Or thinking about the people like I just get involved all this stuff. And then I have to change it this because that small change, and every change you make, the car is getting worse. So it's really important getting into that. That's why maybe actually it's a big deal because it's gonna be a week, maybe less than a week for the race, and less than 3 days for the qualifying. So it's very important for the guys, the people getting involved, and the people on the back of these big teams. Getting ready this stuff before Friday or Saturday the next week when we have the qualifying. So actually Saturday very close, but Friday or Saturday that to have everything ready for the big qualifying, and also for the bump day. You don't want also to just I did a qualifying for the race, so I'm gonna just through the tower and that's it. No, you can go for the last 3 spot for the race, but it's very important that. And this guy have to be aware about this because the bump day is December 6th actually. So
yeah, it's this weekend.
It's gonna be this Sunday. This Saturday.
Sunday.
So that's a good thing. At least you can stay there. And then the problem is it's gonna come in on next Tuesday when we have the Hood Bay again. So.
Yeah, it's really going to impact more of the fastest 33 than it will a lot of these guys that are practicing right now. If you're just joining us, this is the Elite Racing Network's coverage of the Acres Lawn Services opening day, and today at the 500 sponsored by Oil and Gas Safety Supply, coming to you from the world's greatest virtual race course, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where Marco Aurelio Brazil currently leads the day in practice with the best lap of 229.627 miles per hour. Joining us here in the booth here at the 8:40 time slot is Jordan Owens. And let's see if we can unmute him and get him talking here. See if he's ready to talk to us. He might be still busy out there working on his race car. There he is, Jordan Owens joining us in the booth. Jordan, from Acres Lawn Services, not only a sponsor but also a participant in the Elite Racing League. Two-time front row sitter at the 500 for the Elite Racing League. Someone that knows what it's like to start up front here. So let's talk about that first, and then we'll talk about your sponsorship. But talk about you're coming in from a familiar point of view, albeit that this is now open setup. But those 2 front row starts at least got to put a lot of confidence in you to know that you have a car, you can handle a car at high speed around here to possibly get back up on the front row and surprise some people here when we go qualifying this Saturday.
Yeah, you're sort of right. I feel pretty confident in being able to go out and do a run. I don't really have very high expectations. I'm just participating because why not? Obviously, I've had some pretty good success in the Elite League, of course. But, it's a whole lot different with the open setups, which I'm used to from all the sports car racing I do. Mm-hmm. But it's more so, there's an extra prep lap and everything that goes into that where, it's completely different from a lead. It's just drive out on the track and full go, whereas you have that prep lap here. So there's a whole lot more that goes into, setting up the run. That's been a learning experience. We've did some practice sessions the past couple weeks, but I don't know. We'll see where it falls. I mean, it's just fun to be able to participate regardless of whether I qualify or not. And, the sponsorship thing was a no-brainer for me, so just having some fun with it, honestly.
Well, let's talk about the Acres Lawn Services, your company. I'm looking outside my window here. I don't know how much more lawn services you're doing for the year. I have snow out there. Maybe you transitioned to snow removal. But talk about your business and sponsoring here at the Brickyard. Of course, the Brickyard, since really Penske kind of got ownership of the place, and to a lesser extent when Tony George kind of had stewardship of the place, pristine, the grounds. Very well kept, and I'm sure as someone that likes a well-kept lawn and has pride in a well-kept lawn, you can appreciate the type of work that the groundskeepers at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway put into the grounds. I'm sure the same type of pride you put into when you work on one of your clients.
Oh yeah, no, it's funny you mentioned just Indy itself. I haven't been there in a couple of years, but obviously I've been to a couple 500s, and I mean, it's just absolutely pristine. Obviously that's the type of work I try to do here in Knoxville. I do a lot of work with some wedding venues here in the area, which, at first glance you're thinking wedding venues, it's just an event venue, who cares? But when you actually dig down to why people pick a wedding venue, it's obviously about the presentation of the property itself. So, I'm not saying I'm Indy quality, but it's definitely the same type of, it's the same target. It's what you're going for, right? So, currently, you'd be surprised, and Knoxville doesn't really snow that often, but the amount of leaf cleanup you get in the area is pretty insane. So, I'm actually staying way more busy than I thought I would be. But, Acres has been around, about a year and a half now. I kind of stumbled backwards into it, and I don't know, man, it's just kind of taken off in the past year. So if I haven't been on here racing, I've usually been mowing a yard or doing maintenance or something, so... when the opportunity came about to sponsor the practice week here, I just kind of, I'm pretty close with Ryan, so I just sort of jumped all over it. It's actually the only advertising at all that I've done all year, so which is a blessing, honestly. I haven't had to do any advertising, but between the Better Business Bureau and this, that's the only money I've really spent to try and get my name out there. Most of it's just been word of mouth and stuff like that. Which, early into a business starting, like mine, a lot of it's just about figuring out profit and loss and just ecking by and trying to slowly grow, which has kind of been what I've been doing. It's all been gradual. Obviously getting anything to a bigger scale takes a lot of time and meticulous planning for it to actually, hey, can I hire someone? Is it actually going to be worth it? Am I going to be able to give them a salary too? Things like that. That's kind of where we're at right now. So, obviously the goal is to scale a little bit, but it's all baby steps. And something like this is just something fun to do.
So, have you ever done the lawnmower simulator before?
Yeah, it's so funny because I know you know Justin pretty well too.
Yeah.
And he's like my best friend. And last winter he was like, "Dude, you gotta get this lawnmower simulator." And I swear, for like 4 hours one night, we were just on Discord, just mowing yards in the sim. but yeah, I've goofed around with it. It's pretty fun. It's actually kind of relaxing.
Well, let's talk about your fandom a little bit here. You've been participant in the Elite Racing League's IndyCar series. How long have you been subjected to yourself to learning about it, or being part of, or being around the IndyCar side of things here on the sim? And I know being that you're down from Knoxville, you're well outside of the blackout area. So, of course, when race day's on, you got a chance to witness it on TV. Do you have any memories of the Indy 500 or anything like that that you'd like to share as well?
Well, yeah, sure. For me, which my whole story into sim racing is pretty interesting, but, obviously I know don't have enough time for all that. But when I first got, a setup so I could race, I was on like a Logitech wheel and stuff, and it was very tough. The main reason I wanted to do iRacing was to do road racing and open wheel. And I don't know what it was with the pedals, but I just never had any confidence braking whatsoever, so it was really hard to do any sort of road course stuff. And really, oval open wheel was about the only thing I could do, right? And that was a lot of fun. Fast forward 3 or 4 years, and I have my own setup in my own house now, and I've really just dived in hardcore into just, endurance racing, and obviously I've been doing the IndyCar stuff with Elite. And I just have a blast with it. I mean, the biggest mistake I made was not running the A season this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'd skipped it because I thought I was going to run, the stock car stuff, and I just was so burned out on that, I ended up doing nothing in the spring. So, lessons learned, I suppose.
Yeah, every now and then we need a breather.
Yeah, true. But in the real world, when I was growing up, my grandfather introduced me to NASCAR, right? And he would take me to all these short tracks in the Tri-Cities area, near where, Bristol is, for example. Bristol, Johnson City, Kingsport, that's the area I'm from. And I just got hooked on stock car racing. But, of course, every May, and of course this is going on during the split, too, because, I was born in 90, so around like 96, 97 is the first Indy 500s I remember watching. And, everyone's advertising it on TV and stuff, and he didn't even know anything about it, but he knew I loved anything racing, so he'd watch the Indy 500 every year. And I'd say by like 2001, I was pretty hooked. I was watching other races on my own without anyone knowing anything about it or telling me anything about it, and just kind of, picked it up as we went. And, fast forward to me being in college, I'm a bigger F1 and IndyCar fan than I am NASCAR. The racing's far superior, in my opinion. And frankly, I go to more IndyCar races in person than I do anything now. It's probably the best racing out there as far as, level playing ground for everyone. So that's the one struggle with Formula One. It's fun to watch, but you already know, hey, there's like 3 guys that can win a race.
Right. You
go to an IndyCar race, flip a coin, anybody. I was like, we went to Toronto this year and, tell coins up front. What? Like, that's the kind of stuff you run into. So, IndyCar, in my opinion, is about the most fun racing you can go watch in person right now. We've got a bunch planned to go to next year, too.
Oh, wow.
So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, next time you're in Toronto, you got to look up Lewis. That's where he's from.
Oh, really? No way.
Yeah, I live in here, actually. But yeah, actually, yes.
Well, yeah, so I'll be up there next year, too, because
Markham.
Yeah, Justin Vandermarl, he lives in London, so that's what I did this year. I went to stay with him, and we went to Toronto from there. But, so yeah,
I don't think I'm gonna go to Markham, but I could be, because I hated to go out by myself. I don't want to go myself to watching IndyCar just sitting by myself over there. Because it's not fun.
Well, hey, I'll tell you one cool thing though. So we go to this race in Toronto, and in the grandstands in front of us, this guy starts talking to us, as all fans do. And the guy sitting in front of us lived 30 minutes from me here in Knoxville.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Like, it's a small world, right? Like, you always run into people at racetracks, and you end up forming these friendships and relationships with people you never thought you'd meet. I've met up with this guy a few times here in town. And I actually went to Nashville with him. Like, you never know. So it's kind of cool. That's one of my favorite things about IndyCar too, is the fan base. I just think it's a much more inviting type of atmosphere to attend races in.
Well, before we let you go here, you got some time out on the racetrack and got another 10 more minutes or so before the end of practice. Maybe get a chance to get out there and throw up another hot lap. Anything that you would like to tell us about Acres Lawn Service in terms of how to contact you, how to find out more about you, what to follow you on for social media, that type of thing? Go right ahead.
Oh, yeah. The Acres, it's obviously I'm pretty local to the Knoxville area, so it was hard for me to justify doing any type of advertising, but just the way that Tanner and Ryan have put on this entire production and, down to the program they made.
Oh, man, wasn't that something? Yeah.
It's fantastic. I went through it last night, and the press releases and stuff. I was able to justify doing it just because of, word of mouth and everything that gets out there. You never know who's going to see this stuff. But, with my company, it's, social media, I use Facebook and Instagram, and I say very liberally because typically I actually have my wife take care of all that for me. She likes playing on Instagram, so I'll let her do all that. But, the point is I don't have a Twitter or anything like that because I just don't think it's worth it for a business of my scale, and just being very localized. But obviously Facebook and Instagram, Acres Lawn Services, acreslawnservices.com, of course, is my website address. I'm a bit of a nerd, so I was able to do all the website stuff on my own. That's the easiest way to find the business. Like I say, if you're within like an hour radius of Knoxville, I do travel quite a bit. I go to Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg quite often, so outside of that, I don't know how much help I could be, but, I don't know. Like I say, we'll see. The business is going well, and I thought it was neat to be involved in this whole setup. And, I went out and did a few laps here in practice, just kind of goofing around, getting a feel for it, and we'll see how the rest of the week goes. It looks like it's been a great turnout for day one, so love to see that. Hope you guys are having fun in the booth. So.
All right, Jordan. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you being a sponsor of opening day and the entire week of practice. And hopefully we'll see more of you on the racetrack. Best of luck this week getting that car up to speed.
Yeah, certainly. It was good to get to talk to you guys. I thought I was going to have to wait until at least January. So I was pretty happy when I popped in here to the lounge and I saw you guys in the booth. So.
Hey, sponsorship has its privileges.
I guess so. So, you guys have a good rest of the night. Hopefully I'll give you something to talk about later this week.
Oh, we'll be looking forward to it. Thanks a lot, Jordan. Take care.
All right, y'all take care.
And I should also mention that Jordan is 5 years cancer-free. That's the other big news that he kind of broke right before qualifying on the front row at the Indy 500 for the Elite Racing League's Indy 500. 5 years of being cancer-free. That's a huge. That's a bigger victory than winning the Indy 500 in my mind. So congrats to him. We got about another couple of minutes left here in practice. We want to tell you today's coverage is brought to you by the performance racing industry. Since 1986, performance racing industry has been the motorsports industry's trusted source for trends, new products, merchandising ideas, and business strategy. With the world's premier racing trade show and award-winning monthly magazine, PRI keeps the global racing community on the cutting edge. Everybody visit performanceracing.com to learn more. Also do want to thank Acres Lawn Services. You just heard from Jordan. Acres Lawn Services delivers tailor-focused landscaping and maintenance across the greater Knoxville, Tennessee area, or as they say, Knoxville down there. Knoxville. It's like Louisville if you get down to the Kentucky area. It's Louisville, not Louisville, but it's Knoxville. And they gave us Peyton Manning, so they're all right down in Knoxville. But they're reliable, timely, and tailored to your needs. To learn more about Acres Lawn Services, visit acreslawnservices.com. Oil and Gas Safety Supply, also big sponsor of today at the 500. They serve workers across Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia with affordable, flame-resistant workwear and safety gear. Open 7 days a week. Their expert staff stays ahead of industry regulations to keep you compliant and protected. Visit oilgassafetysupply.com. I also want to thank Swift Penguin Creations. Swift Penguin Creations offers fun, personalized gifts from vibrant stickers to laser-engraved keepsakes made with heart. Explore more at swiftpenguincreations.com. I also want to thank Simperior. Simperior builds affordable, reliable sim racing hardware. That's always good. We don't want mechanicals here, do we? Created by racers for racers, passion-driven gear designed with real track experience. Visit Simperior.com. And also want to thank the guys at the New Track Record podcast. New Track Record is a weekly show here where Caleb Hatch and Justin Kinney bring the latest IndyCar news and rumors to your ears. Listen on all major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast and Spotify. All of these sponsors have helped bring you coverage of today's opening day of practice. Final thoughts from you, Lewis. Next time you and I talk, we Fast Friday. Opening day here, though. What are you seeing so far? Marco Aurelio Brazil, fastest so far. No big surprise there.
Here we go. I'm talking about myself. No big surprise, actually. No big surprise over here. Just people working and set up, do a practice, names we have to learn, names we never see around. But if you see it from top tennis people, you will always see it, except Huffin and Carmichael. Maybe it was around before, but in my mind, I never see him. I never hear that name, actually, to be honest.
We get around. We don't know everybody, but we get around, don't we?
Exactly. The only thing interesting about all of this media stuff is about the PDF. They make it. It's the annual Indy 500. They have all the stuff. Is everything in the website. They have in the Hoosier 500. So it is really interesting about the race winner. I tried to play this, but I forgot after it. All of the winners started in top 10. So Constantini top 4. Hugo Olson and 6, then Hugo Olson in the 2022, and Phil Krausen 7. So nobody win the race so far for now from down the top 10. So it's really interesting to see that what's happening this year. Thinking about it, what if we have at the first time from 33 winning the race, even in the real life winning the race for 33.
Never happened.
So it could be a big push.
Yes.
I'm really interested on that. So yeah, so we're gonna see you. I'm gonna see you next time in the Fast Friday on December 5th. So it's gonna be really interesting because it's gonna be really close. But because the next day it started from 5 in the morning to 8 p.m. They have the qualifying from the race. So it's gonna be really, really early. So all these people don't have excuse to make the 3 attempt to the race. So it's really a lot of time in service. So see you there. And also tomorrow you have the practice number 2 in P1 broadcasting.
All right, well, that's going to do us here for tonight. We'll wrap up our coverage and hand it off to P1 tomorrow. Will be myself and Andrew Wood. And then, again, next time you hear Lewis and I here on the Elite Racing Network, will be for Fast Friday to see who is going to get the edge for the fastest lap of the week. Should be on Fast Friday. We'll see. And who will be an early favorite going into this weekend's qualifications. That's it for tonight. Once again, your fastest 3 from Acres Lawn Care Services opening day. And today at 500, sponsored by Oil and Gas Safety Supply, is Marco Aurelio Brazil. Identical time to when he turned. It's hard to believe. Identical time to 3 decimal spots that when he turned back on our open test in October. Then we got Joshua Huffine in second and Noah Carmichael in third. There's still a little extra time. We'll see the session. Maybe we might catch another fast lap later. But that is the top 3 as we leave the air tonight. Join us again tomorrow on the P1 Broadcasting Channel as coverage resumes with day 2 of practice leading up to this weekend's qualifications for the PRI Hoosier 500. Coverage starts again around 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's 8:00 p.m. Eastern Time. Remember, as always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything on YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting, or just keyword search Elite Racing Network for future Elite Racing Network broadcasts. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support ERON with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thought of tonight's action. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more of ERN's other iRacing programming, including the start of the 2026A Elite Racing League's P1 IndyCar Series season as the league kicks off its 13th ever season with the F5 Challenge Japan Indy 300 from the Oval at Twin Ring in Motegi. Coverage starts at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Elite Racing Network, starting here in January. Today's coverage brought to you by Performance Racing Industry, Acres Lawn Service, Oil and Gas Safety Supply, Swift Penguin Creations, New Track Record, Visitor Watch Company, and Anderson Speedway. Experience high-speed thrills at the historic Anderson Speedway in 2026. Visit the iconic home of the Little 500 and Redbud 400. Get your tickets today at AndersonSpeedway.com. Also, don't forget to check out our sponsors of timing and scoring, Visitor Watch Company at visitorwatchco.com. For business inquiries and learn more about the Elite Racing Network and the Elite Racing League, like us on Facebook. You can also follow us on X and Instagram. For more information on the PRI Hoosier 500, go to thehoosier500.com. All the links you need are in the description, and check out that virtual program that Lewis was talking about. If you've gotten one of the real 500 programs, it is second to only one of those in terms of everything in it. It's just like looking in one of those. It's awesome. Pick it up. It is virtual. It is on the webpage. Check it out. So, for Luis Gonzalez Nunez, everyone here at the Elite Racing Network, PRI, the Oil and Gas Safety Supply, Acre Lawn Services, the Hoosier 500 event staff, I'm Gary Gatto saying all good night, and thanks for watching, and all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, day 2 of practice for the world's greatest sim race, the PRI Hoosier 500, and that will be on P1. Good night, everybody.